Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This will be fielded inside the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's second down. Well, if they have any thoughts of coming in here and getting this road victory, that's not the way to start it out on the first play of the game.
Yeah, one thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Hurts to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Watkins. But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Hurts. Left side here to Sanders. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And they're going to get this up to midfield. This defense for the Cowboys, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there.
Here we go 46. Here we go 47. Here we go kill. Kill. Here we go 46.
On 2nd and very short, Prescott. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Kaiser White. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
We're going to 54. One hit.
Back to it after the pick six. Prescott.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Sanders. And this time not as successful, as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball is moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
These two teams matching up for the 2nd time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
Christmas Eve here in 2022, a big slate today of Saturday games, but we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis.
Done. 47. Hey, 47. Go. Get out there.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
We got 46. We got 47.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
Tackle there by big Jordan Davis.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Kill.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
midfield.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Prescott now from the 50. He's going to loft one deep left side here.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception.
Picked up by James Bradbury.
And the Eagles are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
That's Trayvon Diggs making a big play there for the defense.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing in run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Throwing is Hurts.
And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and controlled you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings, 18 runners, 18 runners, 19 kites, 19 kites.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Hurts.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marquise Bell. And the Cowboys are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
A 1st down throw for Prescott. That's caught, and again it's Goodwin.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Prescott off play action.
That is caught by Lamb.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. From the red zone now, Prescott. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
That was a difficult catch, and I admire the fact that he actually caught the football, worked so hard to get his feet down in bounds, tried to do the toe tap. My dad's an accomplished tap dancer. I'm not sure he would have gotten his feet in on that one.
Is he really?
Yeah, that he is.
How about that? What about Young Davis?
No, it did not. It did not cross.
It didn't carry over.
No, it stopped right there.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And again, it's Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. On 4th down, Prescott goes off, and on comes the Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher, for the field goal try. The kick by Maher is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
A short kick taken at the 18.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, just say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? Just because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They're going to look to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
He was true on his first. This a tough one for 49 yards away. The kick by Elliott is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. 1st down, Prescott.
Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards, the final tally. Now Prescott. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
Well, their first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Shoves him aside.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll throw again. Prescott. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Jalen Tolbert in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
It's a squib kick that still makes its way down inside the 15. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, you know, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now. The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Prescott buying time to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Here's Brian Anger now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
On second down, there's the option going left. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Hurts. Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down. On first down, Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
On second and 10, Hurts. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. He was trying to get it to A.J. Brown that time. And it's third down.
Oh, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, and it's incomplete.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Elliott is good, and that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10.
So it was a 3-point lead at halftime, and they doubled that with a field goal here.
And I think defensively, you've got to be okay with that because you've kept this game within a touchdown. Your hope is that you've inspired your offense to put a drive together, get in the end zone themselves, and hopefully get you the lead.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On first and 10, Prescott. And he's got his man out of the slot, complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. Out of the gun, here's Prescott.
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
Throwing again on second and 10. Prescott.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
To the air again, Prescott.
This throw left side is caught by Tolbert.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 42. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a first and 10 at the 42-yard line. Prescott. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That's another gain of 15 on back-to-back plays.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Well, this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
Prescott yet again. Steps away to his left.
And Hurts is intercepted, his third of the game.
Picked off by Avonte Maddox.
And the Eagles are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 20-yard line.
He'll start with a handoff to Sanders. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Out to his left. And he just throws this one away. That was a bit strange, and here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. Had to pass there. Third and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for third and short, because when it's third and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
And taken at the 46. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete. But we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level.
And now here is another interception.
It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Hurts to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Watkins. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Eagles on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. Hurts sets up to throw it. Going deep here for Watkins. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Jalen Hurts, not a terribly big fella at 6'1", but his arm's got plenty of life to it. And that was a thing of beauty there.
And you'd think on 3rd down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
And the final number on Next Gen Stats, how about this? 71 yards through the air. And they run the option on 2nd down. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Throwing is Hurts. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So a big kick coming now for Jake Elliott. This to make it a 2-score game. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. A good start there on 1st down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That will be the key to this drive.
Running the jet sweep as Prescott bats it forward. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Deep ball for Goodwin. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. On the counter now, it's Sanders. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A first down and then some. Give him 29 yards. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Hey, chill. 27.
Here's Dak. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Eagles will take over here just shy of the 30. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And the Cowboys here on 3rd down bringing in an extra defensive back. They go play action with Hurts. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And take it right on the 30. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Now Darnold.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
Now Dak.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick, and he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end.
So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played